So like, I'm a RWBY fan, been following RWBY since it released on YouTube back in 2012 with the Red trailer. Even though I've been enjoying RWBY a lot, I just want Volume 9 already. RWBY has had it rough with video games. Y'all remember when BB Tag reveal trailer dropped? What if I told you in a cycle of 3 years, we only got one extra RWBY character added to the roster, and RWBY is a poster character on the cover of the game. And even though I'm weird and in the 1% of people who actually, kinda like RWBY Grimmett clips, the game was just a huge tech demo to give fans something to play with RWBY characters in it. I think the best RWBY game was RWBY Amity Arena, but like that shut down and it sucks so much. And even though that game was fun as hell as a mobile game, it's not what I would want for a RWBY game at all. But the amazing team at Arc System Works with Way Forward was like, hey yo, we got y'all on a RWBY game. Then the team behind the wonderful Shantae series, the team who worked on and with River City Girls. If you know, you know. Y'all ready for that JoJo? Regardless, will Way Forward be ones to change the future of RWBY games for the better, or is this another fumble in its entirety? If you guys are enjoying the video so far, please hit the like button. It's the best way to support a creator, and leaving a comment on your thoughts so far. Also, I would love if you, yes you watching this video right now, would hit the subscribe button. On this channel, I love doing it all, from game reviews to gameplay videos to discussions on fighting games, JRPGs, and sometimes anime games here and there. That being said, let's get into RWBY ArrowFell. Story, is it canon? Now, I'm not allowed to currently go past or talk about anything after chapter 2 of RWBY ArrowFell, but I do remember him confirming that this is an in-canon to the current mainline RWBY series story. Essentially, RWBY ArrowFell takes place around during the events of Volume 7. It's the part of the story where all the characters are going on, missions with Atlas, etc. If I'm being honest right quick, Volume 7 felt like it was missing some things, and I feel like this adds more to Team RWBY's adventures within that season, that arc for those characters within Atlas. You probably remember the montage in Volume 7 where they were just doing missions and going on with their day. This covers it in more detail. So even if the story is good or bad, however you feel about RWBY nowadays or how weird you could be about it, it doesn't matter, right? Just know that this all adds to the lore and the world of RWBY. Gameplay, is it fun? If you play games very similar to various action platformers like Mega Man, or what I'm thinking of Mighty Azure Gunvolt, then this is for you. Heck, even Shantae. In the game, the further you progress, the more locations and places you could travel to in Atlas. Some locations have NPCs that give character interactions to unlock locations like new levels, ruins, and dungeons. Some quests are fetch-like, but don't worry, once you find the item in a specific location, you can quit out instantly and it will still count. Most of the time, I already have the item before I do the quest because I'm already exploring anyway, so you don't even have to do the actual go find this item part in some levels. In RWBY ArrowFell, you can play as the 4 main RWBY girls at the same time. Yes, you can actively switch with L1 and LB or R1 and RB. The best way to switch though is using the analog stick. The direction flick will change to a specific character. From my knowledge, right is Weiss, down is Blake, left is Yang, and flickering up will bring you back to neutral, which is RWBY. Something I was pleasantly surprised about is how the game lets you use Semblances, aka special moves in this game, to get through and progress through some points. RWBY Semblance let her dash around and reach higher and far platforms, and during enemy fights she gets invincibility frames, she can go through some enemies. Yang has a high damage attack that also will break boulders and help you progress through some obstructed places in these worlds. Weiss can make a glyph that acts as an extra platform, and after a set amount of time it just shoots in a 360. Blake might be a character, if I had a hot take so far, I think Blake might be the most broken character to always use in RWBY ArrowFell. Blake can use a shadow clone that lets her attack from any distance set once you hit R2 or the semblance button, which will be triangle. Assuming you're on PlayStation, it will be the Y button if you're on Xbox. After that, I don't know, or X on. It's complicated. The top button on the controller. Sometimes you'll use Blake's semblance to have her help with puzzles. You'll let her sit on some part of a stone or something that makes something go down, and you just walk to the other side to make it open up doors. This game will make you think a lot. There are moments only on I was like, dang, I gotta use Weiss to make another platform, then switch to RWBY to access to high ground just to progress to get past some hard jumps. Maybe I'm just bad, but this game low-key challenging and hard as hell. So far it seems all the characters are balanced because each special abilities, aka the Semblances, only last for so long. It's also clear to me that so far each character has various strengths and weaknesses, and I'll explain. Number one, everyone has a projectile button, but everyone's is different. And as I'm going through the game, progression seems the better you understand the characters, the better off you will be. Yang has bullets, but hers is a lot slower than Blake's that shoots like her weapon, and it's a Uzi. Weiss has the slowest projectile, I believe, but it does the most damage with Yang's, and RWBY's is just standard. Each character has a basic attack button, which they all come in various ranges. If there's a lot of enemies, you could hide behind some blocks and hit people with like RWBY's jab, and sometimes maybe even Blake's. Weiss hits in like multiple ranges, where she hits forward and then she goes down and up like she's fencing for real. So you can hit enemies off of one jump in multiple locations. And then Yang is literally there like, yo, I'm gonna probably kill these people real quick. She the speed run character. One of the first major bosses in the game that you get to, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I was being stupid probably. It was tired at the time, but I was getting stuck. What if I combine Blake's semblance with RWBY's attack and see how far I could get? And I started cooking. Yeah, you can also upgrade every character's stats and abilities in this game. There's things for like health regeneration, better attack damage, all that. You get a lot of stuff in this game to make the characters feel good. It does feel like it's more of a proper game or level up EXP system compared to Grim Eclipse in my personal opinion. You could also buy items that help bring in more hearts, or you can upgrade them. Currency and killing enemies matter in this game because it's money that goes to the shop to unlock more things to make it a better and easier experiences and upgrading how you play the game overall. And RWBY ArrowFell, I do feel like starting out with 3 hearts is kind of harsh, especially if you didn't get to the shop yet. It took me until like the end of chapter 1 or like early on in chapter 2 to find the shop, unless I just didn't talk to everybody earlier. But dog, that 3 hearts felt like old Zelda hard mode. And I don't think the game has a difficulty option. I just jumped into the game. It was like, all right, let's go. I think I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, but usually I already struggle with games like this, so I'm sitting there like, okay. I think my final verdict on RWBY ArrowFell is that this game for $30 is kind of smacking. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of the best I've played from one of my favorite IPs. A game getting adapted like this from way forward is probably like a blessing. I really do love how they're handling RWBY with this game. I do wish in the open world that there was more dialogue with the characters. Sometimes the characters just don't talk at all, but then they'll have these little voice signs or signature, you know, reactions to some dialogue that it still makes it feel like RWBY. But I do feel like that would be strong for RWBY ArrowFell. And they probably was planning on doing that, but something probably happened internally. Who knows? But I would love if they had voice acting for even basic dialogue conversations in the game. Also, the game does have cutscenes. I don't want to show the cutscenes because you know how Rooster Teeth be if you're a YouTuber, what you show us some cutscenes. So I ain't gonna do that. But it does have the actual RWBY Volume 7 or at least Volume 5 like art style and some cutscenes in the game, and they're fully voiced in dialogue. So keep that in mind. That being said, it's your boy Avataryaya. If you guys enjoy my review on RWBY ArrowFell, I will probably be doing a let's play of the game, but it will be tedious to do because copyright, because they got the music in the game. Gotta learn how to do some stuff in the game. So there's that. I'm working on that. If you guys enjoyed today's video though, make sure you guys hit the like button. It helps the creator without having to throw money at the creator. Leave a comment on your thoughts of the video review. Did I do a good job, etc. Help your boy out. Let me learn to get better. We avatars out here. We gotta become the master of this video editing. But end of the day, hit the subscribe button. It's your boy Yaya. You guys are golden, and that is raw. Squalor, peace, and thank you, Wait For giving me this opportunity. And I'm out.
Oh man, I call that a fumble. While we boxing, I'm ready to rumble. I love throwing these hands like I'm Knuckles. Yeah. When it comes to the bars, man, I got it. Y'all niggas got the fuses, I bought it. I'm a cock in this bitch, you should watch it. Cause these songs hit quick like they Sonic. Got my stride, now your niggas in trouble. Drop the ball, man, I call that a fumble. While we boxing, I'm ready to rumble. I love throwing these hands like I'm Knuckles.